Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Today we are going to have a very fun read, and it's sort of a map to your marriage, the who, what, when, where, and why. So who you're going to marry and when. There's so much romance and love right now that's pervading the atmosphere in terms of soulmates, twin flames, karmic relationships, everything. And the majority of these do culminate in marriages, so let's try to find out what is going on in terms of that. So we have a nice colorful altar set up for you, and we have 4 choices: 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one, if the number 40 is significant to you, that is about the orbs of light. Number 2 is 1111, messages in numbers, and that's number 11. And that's so funny because so many of you are saying how you see synchronicities and numbers all the time now. So let's go on to number 3, trust in the plan, 13. Very cool. And number 4 is spiritual protection from Merkaba, and that is number 25. I am so terrible at reading things upside down, and the screen is too far away for me to see very clearly. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to read what the book has to say on the light worker oracles, because the book is very beautiful. The wording, and it's very, very quick and succinct, but it's so lovely. So we have the orbs of light. So I hope you guys like my new ring selection. I have moonstones in triplicate, I call it. I'm going to have them in my shop. I love the idea of 3 identical rings on one hand in this order. Like, I just thought of it. I think it was in a dream, and I was like, I need 3 moonstone rings to wear right in a row, and I'll actually place the sizes that I have available right now. I think I have them all in size 8. And I just love moonstones. Aren't they beautiful? And these are so well made, and the intricate silver work. It's like, I just love them. I just started designing stuff in my head and what would look good on a hand. And I love Latisse looking things. And moonstones are super attractive to me right now. I love those. So yeah, I'm going to put those in my shop if you guys want to check it out, as well as my new goddess necklace I made. And that has a Egyptian pharaoh on there with a black cat, which I love. So I am going to begin with orbs of light. The spiritual worlds are delivering messages to you. You may have already heard it through telepathic reception and mistaken it for your own thoughts, yet it is inspired by your higher guidance, those spiritual beings that love you without condition. It is an answer to a question and guidance to increase your happiness. Yeah, I discussed that in some other readings too. Sometimes we think it's inner dialogue, but it's actually our spirit team. And how we can decipher at times is we ask, hey, spirit teams and guides, please come join me and come in close and protect me and surround me today and help guide me. So we already know they're invited in, and then if they want to relay messages, they will. And it is quite, it's almost like an intuitive voice, but it's back further in your head than the front, which is our inner dialogue. And you'll be able to decipher that, because I feel like a lot of you are going to be receiving more and more messages as your enlightenment progresses. And again, as we're calling in these soul companions, these twin flames, these karmic relationships, and the people we're going to marry, there's going to be all kinds of crazy, fun instances around us, because it's possible to pray without even realizing it, right? The universe is lovingly listening to every thought and feeling in our heart and mind anyway. We do know this. So sometimes we ask for help without being aware we're even doing this. I do that whenever I get in my car. I always say, please protect me and my family, for sure. So worrying about issues or pondering a question are always ways that this can happen. And there's orbs of light around you. So they're spiritual beings that love you, and the orbs contain information and energies also that help answer questions and worries through the intelligence and the love of the higher spiritual world. So the information might come through as a song, a phrase, a feeling, a color, a symbol, and it unlocks that awareness to the deeper recesses in your mind and body. A lot of you are saying, I'm hearing the same songs over and over. It's that philosophy of messages being brought through to us in any way, shape, or form. And they're going to become more miraculous, louder, and more interesting as our love mates and companions companions come in. So let me deal the cards and see what we can have in terms of, I'm going to use the Alice in Wonderland cards because my best friend Jeannie gave these to me and I love them, and it's her birthday today. Happy birthday. Well, I don't know when this is going to come out, but it is my best friend's birthday today, and she has been my lifelong friend ever since we've been like 7 or 8. She was actually making mug cakes in a mud puddle when I walked by, and I was like, what up with that cool person? What the hell is she doing? These just flew out. Ooh, very good. I'm already hearing something very, very cool. Yeah, and she's like, come, where are you going? And I was like, well, I was going to go to Kara's house. She's like, don't go there. I'm much more interesting. And she was, and we were friends for life. So this is cool. Let's talk in. Whoa, this is really cool. I asked for a time frame in terms of months when you'll be meeting this person and or the proposal could occur. This is very, very interesting. So let me start with this person, what they're about, some of their other some of their traits. So I have to sit back with this energy for a moment because we got death. So what's happening right now is wonderfully and miraculously, you and your other person are releasing old people, places, things, and habits in anticipation of this match, because we realize we can't already carry a heavy load and have our roster completely full because there's no void for something new to come in. So we need to release people, places, and things that don't work for us, old stale energies that leave us doing the same things. You're starting to carry wisdom with you, a type of understanding that is, you can think clearly with a lighter head, a lesser load, less things, less materialistic things, less friends that are just sort of like hangers on and just people, you fill your time with. Because here's the thing, when we're dealing with past, present, and future energies, we don't want any lingering connections or psychic ties to old relationships, because what happens is we're not fully available mentally, psychically, or otherwise for a full-blown relationship and marriage. And that's the type of energy that's coming your way. So you have to have that lovely yin energy that is receptive and loving. That's what the next card is all about. The Pentacles is about doing the work. It's about creating. It's creating space in the right format. As you can see there, he's pressing the pentacles down on the floor. And what that's saying is you're setting the stage. You're setting the environment in which you'd like things to happen. When we have good foundations, then it's much easier to be able to start. And that's all about honesty, coming from an absolute authentic place, showing your true wants and needs and who you are, not trying to have any kind of facades or anything like this. And look at this Humpty Dumpty. I love it. So the person that's coming in, or sorry about that, the person coming in and or that is going to be doing the proposing is someone who has very, very clear thought and precision. They're not overwhelmed by any emotions, nor are they swayed by other people's opinions, which is really cool. This person has a lot of conviction in their belief systems because they're very grounded and solid. I love that they have Humpty on a brick wall, because this person that I'm envisioning, male or female, they are all about foundation strength, and most likely this person could be an earth sign with the pentacles. And what I'm just hearing very sound judgment, not flighty at all, nor are they swayed. They're the person that once they make their decision, they make it. So once they decide you are the one for them, which they have and they will be, they just come directly at you. Hence I see this time frame of 10 months. And here's why. You are lightening your emotional load and raising your vibration by doing really cool things. Like, I feel like you're anticipating certain things, which bolsters your creativity, which, makes you more humorous, lighter, more fun. You're setting boundaries, so you're not saying yes to people. They're not taking up your creative time or space anymore. You're really streamlining and lightening your load and becoming more discerning how you're going to spend your time. It's all about your energy cleansing right now and simplifying your life, because you've been a little introspective recently and you realized, wow, this hasn't really worked out. I made all these plans and New Year's for these resolutions, but I'm going to start anew again because I need to turn a page on some of these habits and or things I've been allowing that aren't really going. Like, your central energies are just waiting to break through, and a lot of that has to do with your creativity, and you're calling this person into you, which is really, really cool. And I love that you're realizing you're becoming powerful beyond measure, because when you realize that every opportunity that's out there is achievable, if you just focus on it, including this beautiful relationship that's coming to you in this marriage. And I just see it's just really balanced, harmonious. This person has a good sense of humor. They're laid back. They're calm. They're cool. They're collected. And they're not somebody that's, but it's somebody that's always dependable as well, which I love that. And for a lot of you, it's people, I feel like it's like in the 40% region, it's already people that you've been with for quite some time. And some of you, it's a whirlwind passion that just comes in. And after 10 months, they simply know you're a match, you're a good fit. So they don't need to waffle around or second guess themselves. And this is really cool. I wanted to pull a special these are the goddess cards as well, but you got the cosmic egg, which is the divine feminine. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of ever expanding love. And when we know that we're open to choices, we're open to creativity, we're open to love, and we come from that best heart space, we do our best, we achieve what we can with what we have, and we have self-acceptance. It's amazing because the steps to manifesting are very simple. It's vision, desire, belief, acceptance, intention, action, and allowance. And I feel like a lot of you right now, you're in the action phase and you're acting and behaving like the desire has already manifested. And because of that, it already is. So now all you have to do is detach from the outcome, and you have to be intense in your desire without any expectation of it to manifest. That's the beauty of it. We can just release and allow. You've already done the work. You already have a belief in it and acceptance, and you set your intention. So now the cosmic egg lets you know this, and you're going to really be receiving these messages very beautifully, and you've dropped the old habits. So now it's time. I love that. So yeah, we're looking very closely within the 10-month thing. And again, with that manifestation, we have to just allow, because when we put too many constrictions on it, it pushes that time frame back. Okay. So lovely, lovely energy for you guys. I love that. So if you're new to the channel, welcome, and don't forget to press like and subscribe, and also the little notification bell at the bottom, so that'll bring you to all my links, my private reads, my Etsy page where I have all this jewelry. I make all the handmade jewelry. These fun rings will be on there because sometimes I get ideas and I'm like, oh, and I just start designing and getting all this stuff going, and then I get all psyched when I have time. But I really need that for my I feel like if this wasn't a calling, I probably would have gone into fashion or some kind of fashion development or something like that, because I love colors, textures, and all those things. But I really like to work with natural stones and jewelry. It's really, really cool. But this is my first passion, and I absolutely am so grateful that I'm allowed to do this and receive these beautiful messages. So I feel so much gratitude every day, and that's part of what you're ushering as well, because you have this lovely sense of gratitude for your capacity for loving and being loved, which is really fantastic for you guys. So again, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and my notification bell, all that stuff. And again, yeah, check out the Goddess Provisions box. Is amazing, and a small portion of that helps support the channel when you make a purchase from there. Go check out Etsy store, Patreon page, all that stuff. It's really, really great. And come see me on Instagram too. It's Sparkrist11. We do fun things on there, and I hold contests, and it's really great. And it's such a cool group of people, and it's a good way to know like when new videos are coming out and what I'm up to and stuff like that. So I really appreciate you guys all over there on Instagram too. You guys are so much fun, and a lot of artists and just really super cool people over there. So very, very cool energy, you guys. I love that. I love the cosmic egg. Isn't that beautiful? I love eggs. Like, I get so excited around Easter time and like coloring eggs. You guys comment if you still do that and you're really into like Easter and Ostara and the decorating, and oh my god, I just love it. I love like the fun weird grasses and just the majesty of it. It's so beautiful. So that's you guys. Very beautiful. So Orb of Light. Now we're on to the Messenger of Numbers 11. Why do I feel like, and please comment if that is the one that you chose, because I feel like quite a few of you are going to be into that. There are so many 1111s in those numbers going through that it's remarkable. So I'm going to read a little bit of light from that too. Let me see. Oh my god, I opened up right directly to the page, and there's like 200 pages in this book. I love it. The universe is speaking to you through numbers. And here's another thing. Let me know if you see that when you look up at the clock, you see 1111. That is the most time specific number that I see the most during the day or evening. Always 11:11. I'm looking up at the clock. It's so bizarre. And sometimes I'll do little short videos for people. They end up being 11:11. It's very, very synchronistic. The universe is speaking to you through numbers. From 11:11 on your phone to the repeating number pattern that catch your eye. Information is being transmitted from the creative universal intelligence into your cellular awareness. You may find energetic healing as you receive these transmissions of number frequencies. And a lot of you guys say too, yeah, very pivotal points in your life is when you see this, and it works as a source of calmness and like a cosmic hug that's saying everything will be all right, you know, that they have your back, that there are synchronicities, that there's way more in heaven and earth, Horatio, than we could dream of. You know what I mean? There's so much magic and possibility. It's weird. And since numbers are like energetic medicine, they're particular frequencies in a universal language of love that helps heal and guide you as well. So with this love that's being ushered in, or this proposal because of a love condition you both are in, that's part of it. So you'll see more of that, because the frequency of 1 is about beginnings, right? Taking the initiative, believing in yourself, and accepting a leadership role in which you step ahead of the curve. So beyond the consciousness of those around you to guide the human race forward into love. A lot of light workers, and this is actually from a light worker deck, a lot of light workers experience this all the time, the numbers, because the frequency of the 2 brings healing around partnership and allows you to be helped by others, particularly in relationships. So whether business or personal, the 2 indicates more can be gained by working with another. So numbers are very highly symbolic, and the frequency of 3 indicates time to learn, right teacher, develop new ideas, and the 4 brings an angelic healing, divine order, and an influx of energy into the physical plane. So it's the get things done energy. I mean, numbers are very, very unique and specific in their guidance, tone, and what they offer us. So it's really cool, and a lot of you guys are super into it as well. I am too. I'm just sort of learning it, and it's very fascinating to me. So let's see what's going on. And I really like that in terms of when we are calling in our love matches, our proposals, things like that. It's nice to know. And I'm going to use that really interesting deck by this Spaniard that Ian got from, get it from Romania or Lithuania. And I was like, wow. And it was so funny because so many of you guys commented Lithuania, and it was really great. Comment if you're from Lithuania. I was nicely surprised when I saw that. These cards are very cool. They're super, super heavy and dense for the deck that they are. They weigh any more than those big giant gilded decks. It's really weird. They're super dense cards, but they also have a very magic, silky feel to them. Ooh, I love it. The Wheel of Fortune. Very cool. Two of Swords. That's representing of the union. This is the higher perspective that you guys are reaching, realizing the union. Here I'm seeing 7, so I'm hearing a 7-month time frame. Very cool for an offer of marriage, and people have different ceremonies that they also have. It's not necessarily marriages. They can have all kinds of cool little ceremonies that just state their love for each other, which I really, really like. I like that a lot. Let me just get a clarifying card as to what, oh my God, that's amazing. I just have to make sure they're right side up. So the world, and they're in so many languages right on them. But look at, the thing I love about these is you get just the cups when they're cups over a certain amount, just when they're not major arcana, just the swords. And it's the major arcana that have the artwork on them. But I love the water behind the swords energy, or the air behind the swords energy, the fire behind the cups. It's just the light. It's very interesting how these speak volumes to me. It's really weird. And I just saw like a flash of white screen right by these cards on the screen I'm looking at. I just feel like these came from the catacombs of Dracula's castle. I swear to God, when I felt them, I was like, whoa, they felt, honestly, I wish you could hold this deck. It feels like it's 5 times heavier than any kind of paper should be for what this is, and the sides of the cards, because they're quite narrow. Look how thin they look next to the other ones. Okay, enough of my crazy talk. So anyway, when, who, what, when, where, and how. Now, again, very important with the 7 steps of manifesting. This, I cannot state more intently the true absolute truth of this. Okay, so just very simple. We want to visualize, we desire, we believe, we accept, we intend, we have the action, and then we have the allowance. The allowance is the very, very funny most difficult step for a lot of people. It's detaching from the outcome. You have to be intense in your desire without the expectation for it to manifest. Just trusting in the process, trusting in our guides to have this be what occurs for us, and knowing that it will. And with the Two of Swords, I really like this because this is it's funny, I always feel like this is looking out and having a one-on-one, the balance. I love the idea of two as well. And I just feel everywhere with the numbers, with everything that's going on, that there's equality and balance and good synchronistic events. And I feel like your perspective with the wheel is way up on high. You're realizing, listen, when I do these 7 steps, all I have to do is visualize really what I want, right? Then I desire it and I start to visualize. Again, I get excited about it. I believe what I desire is possible to manifest. It's a very huge, important part of that. Accept your belief in your ability to manifest it as being true. Self-talk, back-talk, or inner doubts, right? Accepting it completely. Intention, right? Want and intend are different. You must have the intention to manifest it. Okay? Not just I want it. Want is lack of. Intend is putting action behind it. You already feel that it's going to come true and you have the intention to do this. Action, act and behave like your desire has already manifested. It's already happening, right? It's already moving in your direction. Done. Now the biggest part, detach from the outcome. Just simply allow it. Look, that's not that long to wait, is it? 7 is not that long at all. It's very doable. It's very accomplishable. Some people freak out when they're like, I can't wait 8 months. I can't wait 12 months. They feel like they're going to have a nervous breakdown about it. It's not really that long at all. It's very, very doable. And I feel like that this person has a lovely come to lifeness about them when they're around you. You encourage them to be light free in who they are, and that helps them be more creative, more lighthearted, and which is very lovely. I like that a lot. Very, very cool. So let's see in terms of what else am I hearing from this too. I feel that what in the Sam hell is that? Okay. Yeah, the other, I'm hearing this really cool thing that you're really going to like the people that he or she is surrounded by too. Their family and friends will mesh very nicely with you. That's part of this compatibility factor for them as well, as they like that you get along well with other people's. I feel like you have high emotional intelligence, which tells you how to sort of read the temperature of the room and the people, and you're able to address certain issues at the right time. And they find that really commendable and really cool, because some people just don't do that, and there can be some awkward crap that goes down when people are not aware, as it were, right? You've been to events with people where you're like, they are just sleepwalking and their central energies are berserkos, or you feel like you're having you get stuck at weddings or something having those conversations with those people that are just out there, right? And you're like, I posted this thing today. There was about painful conversations and what you could do to get away from them, and one was just make a sound that does not exist in this world or the next. Let terror descend on the conversation. No more fun talky time. You ever just do that, where you just go into that's it. I am calling a halt to this conversation whatsoever. I've actually just mid-sentence turned and walked away from somebody, especially if they're very egomaniacal and or they say anything racial, disgusting, or weird. I will just leave in mid-sentence. But we do get stuck having conversations with people, and it's very bizarre. So I just feel like this particular match they adore the fact that you have so many social graces. They look up to that, and so does their family and the people that you're going to be around more and more. So that's you guys. Beautiful energy with that. I wanted to pull one more goddess card for you to see what's going on. Oh, I love this. Reassurance of the golden light. Ooh, I love that. So basically, I think we know what that's all about. This is just basically knowing that we are divinely guided and protected continually. And when we feel that love and support, it's going to continue. And we're going to feel, again, that Albert Einstein saying, when we see the world as an aggressive, mean, scary place, that's what we'll experience. But when we see it as a loving, all-inclusive, supportive place, that's what we'll experience. And that's what you're starting to experience. Wow, the warmth of it, the universal vibration of the frequency going up and everybody being here to help and mend the world and each other, which is really, really lovely. So I love that for you. That is some righteous stuff. Whoosh. I'm excited. Very, very beautiful. So yeah, I feel a lot of like bounty and joy coming in. So that's you guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and don't forget to press like and subscribe, and also the notification bell will let you know when all the new videos come up as well. And if you press the little gray arrow, like me just pointing out into midair, that really helps you, I'm sure. The little gray arrow, that'll bring you to all my links down below, and your private reads, Instantgo, which is a great service I provide, and I love doing that because I can just do like a one card answer and channel messages quickly and text you what the results are. It's such a fun little family over there. I deal daily with a bunch of really cool tribe members that make me laugh, and their lives are so funny. So that's a lot of fun. And also my Etsy page. Come see me over on Instagram. It's Sparkrist11. We have a lot of fun over there too, and it's a really good enlightened group of people, and they're funny and they're artists, and it's fantastic. And check out the Goddess Provisions box. That helps support the channel as well. And any other thing down there, my Etsy store, go check out all my jewelry. All the cool stuff will be on there. And love and light to you guys. I really appreciate you so much viewing and subscribing. It helps support the channel, and it's my dream vocation. I'm just so filled with gratitude that I'm able to do this. It's beyond, it really is. And you guys, you make my day when I read your beautiful comments and how you're thriving and learning new ways to cope and to grow. It's really something so amazing. So love and light to you guys. Okay, so now we are on to number 3, trust in the plan. That is going to be my number 3 thing that I always repeat to myself. And the other one is I have all the time in the world and all will be well. But I love trust in the plan because a lot of times when we try to overthink or second guess things, it has nothing to do with us. It has to do with the overall plan that, the guides, angels, and our spirit team have in store for us. And of course, they're always going to plan good things. It really is our own ego and ourselves that tend to go awry, right? Wanting more. And why do we want more? The only thing I want more of is creativity. And that's pretty much it. Or really, I wish I could almost like double the time in the day. And I love to say that because there have been times in my life where I wish the days could be shorter, because before, when we're on creative, we can get bored easily. I am never bored. I could have a 500-hour day and still not feel like I had enough. I'd be so happy. I could do all these reads. I could make a bunch of jewelry. I could paint. I could do everything I want. You know what I mean? So this is really cool. So trusting in the plan. And again, this is all about ushering in this love and this cool union that is coming your way. So we want to know the who, what, when, where's, and why. Right? So trusting in the plan. In preparation for radical growth, there can be temporary disorder and chaos. So whilst the mind may worry that something is going wrong, the spirit knows that this is a way, the old way to dissemble so the new can be formed, right? Although you may feel out of control during such times, you don't need to resist the process. There's no need to attempt to improve your own sense of order upon the greater plan. You don't need to seek solutions. There's no problem here that needs to be solved. What has been being cleared away is in preparation for the next chapter of your life. So have faith. All is well. I love that it ended on that, because that is my theme. That is my life song, where I just always say over and over to myself, all is well. Just saying that, and you begin to trust your own voice and your own intuition. And we do believe our self-dialogue and our self-talk. So always make it a good, calming self-talk, right? Because don't fear, your life may seem like it appears to be ending at times, right? You may find that the things that you're used to doing or the way you used to do don't seem as relevant as they once were. You may feel like your relationships and friendships are changing. Some of you guys may even be ending these friendships, and perhaps you no longer have the energy or motivation to keep certain relationships going in your life, and you shouldn't. I release people all the time. They're usually prior workmates, where when I think they would always connect to me, but on what level? Was it when they needed a ride, or they needed me to make something for them or do something for them? And because I was always good and task oriented, that's the type of people I tended to attract sometimes at work. And lower vibration people will always cling on to people that can do things for them a lot of times, because it means less work or less input from them. So we just release them, right? So when you trust in your spiritual growth, and all that happens is love, for sure. That means that even an apparent loss always serves love, whether it's immediately, obviously, or not. It's sometimes necessary for both parties to become free to live their true identity. So if you have released old loves, that's so a new one can come in, okay? So what we're going to do is find out when that might be, because this is basically about when your life partner or the person coming in or somebody you're already currently involved in may propose for marriage. And remember, this is a collective, so it may not be for everybody, but another huge part of this as well, and I've been saying this to the other groups, is our manifestation process, because it can be moved up or it can be pushed back depending on what's going on. Okay, and again, I'm going to go over the 7 steps. It's going to bring it to you faster than even the aforementioned date, or on that date it'll stay, because you have to visualize what you want, right? That's the vision. Desire, be intensely excited about what you're trying to visualize. 3 is the belief. Believe what you desire is possible. Accept your belief in your ability to manifest it as being true. It's super, super important. Intention, want and intend are different though, because you must have the intention to manifest your desire. Action, act and behave like your desire has already manifested. When you do that, you already get like a giddy sense of joy, and you get happy and lighter, and your vibration goes up. You know, like when you're anticipating something really cool that's coming in the mail, that happens. Allowance is the most important and the most technically difficult for a lot of people. That's detaching from the outcome. You have to be without you have to have that intense desire, but without any of the expectation of it manifesting. You have to just release it and know that it's thy will be done, that our higher spirits and guides will get this done, right? That we don't need to force anything and or try to make it conditional. By that I mean our conditions. We just have to let go, right? Detach. That's a very strong word for a lot of people that are like detach. There are a lot of people I've noticed, the more and more accepting I become of people, places, and things, the more I'm observing that there are a lot of control issues within people. It's really dynamic. So let's see what's going on. We have shuffled these good and ready. Okay. Whoa. Ace of Wands. Nice. Oh, nice. Knight of Wands, too. We got a lot of that. Oh, I like this. And then you got the Shadow card, which is about ambition. So I feel like your ambitions are also going to be realized. I love these. I find these so ethereal and beautiful. I absolutely adore these. Oh, I just find them so beautiful. Okay. So this is what I'm reading from this. Wow. And let me get a time frame that's a little bit closer to. I haven't really asked in terms of that, so let me see what's going on. Let me give these a good shuffle. Gotta shuffle the hell out of them. It's funny, those last cards that I used, they were so like simple and very easy to shuffle because they were really thin and light. This deck, this paper is a little more thick. So, okay, so 8. So we're looking in the 8-month territory for a proposal. And or in some cases, I'm hearing this is when the love that is going to culminate in a marriage could also be entering as well, because my guides were saying as soon as I was starting this that it's not necessarily just time specific for when there'll be proposals from the person you're involved with or the new love. 8 months is definitely not inconceivable for you to meet somebody the next couple weeks. You get to know, the heart knows when it knows, especially since I feel a lot of these are love matches that are coming in for sure. And when that happens, the soul connection makes you immediately connected on so many levels. And there's so many really cool things right now. And I feel that your eyes and all your chakras are going to be wide open and you're going to understand. And, you know, I feel like when you meditate on anything like that, remain really true to what inspires your heart and commit to your spiritual path while all this is going on, okay? Because you're here to live your own life and to be true to what genuinely moves you and what you care about. So as long as you're in alignment with that and your true authentic self, all of this is going to come into play for you, because you have these guides and angels that love to work with you and bring your frequency up and your vibration. So it's almost like a fun karmic reward system where they want you to have what you want to have, and it's so lovely. And they're starting to usher it in for you. So I love this with the Ace of Wands. That's pure passion, pure fire, and they want you to experience this. It is really a once in a lifetime ridiculous like love where when people look at you, they'll be like, they're so lucky. Like, he or she will not be able to hold your hand enough, have their arm around you, be affectionate enough. And the shadow thing is about your ambition. You're starting to realize some of these creative ambitions you have, and that's putting your frequency up, your vibration up. A lot of you are artists, singers, esoterics. You're also tarot readers. You're also people that, you're on spiritual paths right now, and you have ambition towards this. And you're like, okay, I've given so much of my time to things that can be meaningless. Now it's time to really put meaning behind all of this. And you are, and that's what's ushering in this beautiful energy towards you, which is really cool. And the Knight of Wands is ideal for this because it's all about this person having the chivalrous behaviors and high intellect, as well as a lot of integrity. This person, they act with such honor and decency that you're really proud to be part of a partnership with them, which is really lovely. I love that too. I mean, that's always been important to me. Like, the first thing I think of when I think of my father was integrity, because he would do fun things. Like, my uncle came up to me at a family reunion and was like, do you know Warren gave me money to buy my first motorcycle? He's like, and I didn't have to ask twice. I was just talking about it, and your dad was like, here you go. When my dad could, and this was one of my mother's brothers. So my dad was just someone, like, if somebody needed something, he would provide it for them. No questions asked. We had these beautiful French neighbors. He got them jobs in his company. He was like the chief engineer there. And it was so wonderful. And that was sort of the example that was set for me. And again, my mother was definitely a healer, and she worked with schizophrenics and bipolars and people. So I began to have a severe interest in the medical field and of people with mental issues, because I realized that they're always the thing that really started was the fact that the schizophrenics that would act out of their minds in the hospital, when I would go in there, as soon as she would take them out on leave and have them alone and get them off their medications, they were entirely different people, because it's the energy she provided towards them as the support. And it was almost like she was the people whisperer with that. And I found it like such a cool phenomenon that it was like that became part of what I wanted to do and understand and incorporate in my life, knowing that everything was really an exchange of energy. And when we acted as if we trusted and knew people were sane and reliable, they behave that way. You ever have somebody that acts like they're so mistrustful, and sometimes, like, at a job or wherever, you almost feel like you're doing something wrong because they're always like bringing up whatever, like, oh, who put this there? Why would anybody do that? This and that. And you second guess yourself, even if you know you're 100% true north honest, you never lie, cheat, or steal. It's like they try to make you seem inadequate. And a lot of people that own their own businesses and are burnt and run thin, they tend to do things like that. And it's a really weird thing. So people then I've seen people turn around and actually lie, cheat, and steal the job because they already feel like they're being treated that way. You know what I mean? So lots of times it's a mirror image. We always act with that love and trust, that's what we get back, which is really cool. So again, remember, vision, desire, belief, acceptance, intention, action, and allowance. Allowance is the most important. And then this is going to come into in this time frame. And you are a beautiful blend of spirituality, passion, and some really cool stuff. I also want to pull one of these. Nice. You got third way of creative intelligence. I love this. So this is definitely speaking of, that place where you're able to dig deep and create things that weren't there before. I think that's one of the coolest things on earth to be able to do, is to because the third way of creative intelligence is about bringing the gift of practical spirituality and develops the talent for grounding inspired creativity into the world, right? It empowers your manifestations. So the ray brings many gifts that includes new ideas, practical support needed to bring them to life, ability to organize, to make connections and networks, and synthesize information from various sources in one coherent whole. So when I started doing life coaching, I was like, oh man, this is what I need to do. And this really came through for me, the third ray of creative intelligence, because I was having to learn at that time how to delegate my time, and it's really about focus and what needs addressing first, stuff like that. It's just getting things in alignment, right? The ability to organize. And I was really, really excited about that. So the third way of creative intelligence is going to help you gain practicality to organize and manifest an idea or your vision into the world, which is going to be really cool. And this love helps galvanize that. Love is about that. Love is about action and us being our best selves. Because when you see people in love, how do they act? They have like shiny, happy people, right? And they want you to succeed and vice versa. So that's really beautiful. I love that energy. Hooray. So if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. And don't forget to press like and subscribe, especially if you like this video, and the notification bell as well, so you know when all the new videos come up. And if you hit the little gray arrow down at the bottom, it'll bring you to all my links to my private reads, to my Etsy page where I have all this jewelry, all the fun rings and crowns and really cool natural stone jewelry. Check out the Goddess Provisions box. It's super, super cool, and it helps support the channel. Everything down there. One of the cool services I provide too now that I've done for a while and I love is the Instantgo, where if you just you need a question answered quickly, like within an hour, I have like a notification bell that goes off and I can go and read the cards and give you a quick read through that way as well, which is really, really nice. So love and light to you guys. Oh, and check out my Patreon page as well, because that helps support the channel. It's such a good group over there. Thank you, patrons, for your support. You are the absolute best. So wow, this is really great energy, you guys. Yeah, your creativity through the roof. You're gonna just be able to really hone in on what you do and just make it happen. You know what I mean? There's not gonna be any more procrastination. I thought of this earlier too. I just feel like people are reliving and restarting their New Year's resolutions that might have been put on the back burner, or they're revising it because perhaps you made it too top heavy, like I need to do this and that, you know what I mean? We need to lighten and streamline and really become more decisive in exactly it is what we want. And I feel like spiritually you're getting those messages and you're trusting in the plan and it's coming through for you. So beautiful. So now we're going to be on to number 4, which is Merkaba. And this is the spiritual protection, knowing we are spiritually protected. Oops, it's okay. The poor cat, I scared her. She's like, what's going on? So let me see what's going on. It's so funny. I have my devices near me and I sometimes forget and they all beep and buzz and it's crazy. Like if I wanted, and I have done this from 5 o'clock onward in the morning, I can work up till midnight and it can only feel like a couple hours, especially if I do these type of reads and I'm doing Instantgo and all this stuff. It's like Ian just comes in every once in a while. I was like, oh, have you eaten in the last couple of days? And I'll be like, what? My tiara about to keel the hell over. Such is life. Tra-la-la-la-la. All right, I'm going to have a little sip of coffee. And this is Merkaba Spiritual Protection. I love this. I for one always feel divinely guided and protected, because the moment I wake up I ask for it. I ask my angels and guides, please come down, because I know I do have the capacity to just, I'm a fire sign. I will go until I literally pass out asleep from exhaustion. I mean, this is my lifelong dream. This is something I love more than I can even explain. If somebody said, what is your dream before I started this? I couldn't put it into words, but I'm actually living it now. I'm making jewelry out of natural stones, which I love more than anything. And I'm able to channel and read, which is my absolute favorite. Tarot card, I get to work with beautiful works of art. These cards are all so amazing. I'm always inspired. I have never, ever once started a read, personal or otherwise, and not began channeling immediately and being able to hear from my guides exactly what I need. And I just can't believe how lucky I am and the gratitude I have for it. So I always feel that the spiritual protection is around, because it is about being open to receive in a way to gain empowerment, strength, and all manner of assistance, right? It enhances receptivity. It can be helpful to declutter and cleanse your energy field. It allows that for which is not rightfully yours to shed. Sometimes this will include the disowned thoughts and feelings of others, which is super important, because we will carry their frenetic, messed up energy because it clings to us like a parasite. It is just part of what energy does at times, right? So the spiritual protectors help us just shed that, which is wonderful, because we don't really need to carry that around for sure. So you can then receive more of what is rightfully meant for you, your divine good in all ways, because an open, sensitive person can easily become energetically overloaded. So many of you empaths always state this, especially on my Instagram page, that, oh my gosh, I feel it right away with negative people. If they say more than four or five negative comments almost right in a row, I look for any excuse to get the hell away from that person with bells on as fast as I can, because I feel that it actually drags me down. I feel like I have like a lead vest with all these pockets, right? And people are just putting in little lead bricks. The more people do that, I can feel that energy. And people that are completely complaint-based are low vibrational, because they are not trying to understand how that energy is foisted off on other people, and it's very unpleasant, right? So be really aware of that too. Even if you're in a bad mood, please don't extend that energy onto others. They don't deserve it. Sometimes we don't even know we're doing it. Like if people don't feel good and they're like, oh, my throat hurts, but then you go on to every ailment you've ever had, it's a heavy energy. So try to let that dissipate. Because especially open and sensitive people, they'll start to feel overloaded. They won't even know why, but they'll start to avoid you, okay? From physical pain to emotional pains, and to psychological tension, an overload does not feel good. You may even feel like you're carrying others on your back or in your head. So the added weight can drag your naturally light vibration down to anguish, doubt, fear, or even despair. That's why when you go to big family reunions, if you have a lot of tension within the family, it can really put you in a state of despair. That's why people freak out so often at Thanksgiving and Christmas time, right? So whether you experience an overload of your system or an unusual occurrence for you, if it's an unusual occurrence, if you have a tendency to absorb the processes of others' energies, it's common in healers, psychics, and mediums, artists, and other sensitive people. So you will benefit from a spiritual cleansing, and afterwards you'll feel less inclined to connect with those particular people. And it really, really works. It's almost like your third eye will be open. It'll be the one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater that says, no, 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 no. That person is not good for you. And people of a tribe people of a certain vibe tend to get in each other's tribe. I definitely believe that. You'll see that in workplaces. The complainers like to all foster together, poor us, poor me, this company sucks, blah, 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 blah. And then you see the people that want to do work. They want to strive for betterment. They'll be laughing, happy, and they'll go right along with what they're doing. It's amazing. So that's really cool. So let me start to shuffle these and see what is in store and what is coming your way. Actually, I used those. I'm trying to use different decks for different people because I feel like I like the energies from different decks as too. So let me see. I had this one out. Let me give it a quick shuffle, because I used this in a prior deck. I love these cards. They're the sexual healing cards, and I feel like the artistry is very beautiful. It's very romantic and just gorgeous. I just dig it. But some of it is like some of them is like, I was surprised. I think it was the devil. One of them has a ridiculous huge phallic symbol that made me laugh so hard. The first time I drew it, I was like, what in the actual hell? So that's what we have. We have the Emperor, the Ace of Chalices, and then I'm going to try to get one for a time frameo here. Let's see what's going on in terms of time. And it's funny, some people, there we go. So we got 9. Yeah, that is what I'm thinking. So this one for sure, I'm hearing around a 9-month time frame. It's funny, all the prior ones too were in the months as well. And it's funny how sometimes this can be already a relationship that some of you have been thinking about and asking, you have decided that this is the type of relationship and marriage you'd like to manifest. And there's the quick 7 steps I told the others about. Manifesting is about vision, desire, belief, acceptance, intention, action, and allowance. Okay, so really visualize what you want. And at the end, the hardest one is always the allowance. You have to detach from the outcome and just say, this is coming. Because once you do that, this time frame can actually be moved up. So again, don't anybody have any angst or anxiety about this time frame or thinking it won't, or you can't wait that long, because if we set that intention of wanting it, and the acting is acting and behaving like your desire is already manifesting, and then you are just on your beautiful high vibration of doing your own things. That's when it'll start to happen. But be intensely excited about what you're visualizing in terms of the proposal, where you're going to be married, all these things. Make these beautiful vivid plans in your head, okay, because it's part of it. And the signs that you're going to know that this law of attraction is working for you is your numerics, right? You're going to see 1111 everywhere. Your intuition is going to also be enhanced at this time. You're going to sleep better, and you're going to have some really deeper, vivid dreams. You're going to see more of your spiritual animal guides and totems. More money actually starts to come your way as well when you manifest and you use the law of attraction. When you attract love or whatever you consider abundance, money is part of that energy as well. So your money will increase. Synchronicities, definitely. And you'll start to notice the quote-unquote rainbows, which are all those beautiful little things, the animals, the affection your animals show you, a fun text, humor and things, people coming together, especially the vibration of the collective. When you're in a group and people are harmonizing, like when you're out shopping and people are holding doors from each other, that sort of thing garners your attention, and that raises your vibration and can bring this proposal time up as well, because of the understanding that what we really believe in, we can manifest, right? So if you want to set a time and move that up, it's very likely. Some of these things are new loves that will come in the next month or two. So that's not that long of a time frame as well. You know what I mean? So that's really lovely. So I want to pull you another, oh, I love this. So the fifth ray of intellectual knowledge is also a message right now that is coming through. Like I put a whole bunch of decks around me, and sometimes I just, as I feel compelled to take a look at them, I'll just pick from the top of that deck, whatever it is. Now, this fifth ray of intellectual knowledge is it's come to you as a spiritual gift. You're being given the ability to find information you need and understand systems that impact your life, and find clarity in any of the issues that maybe have seemed unclear to you and before, and maybe overwhelming. So you're going to sort the truth from the lies very easy, and you're going to learn what you need to know. Again, so if you are not connected right now and you have suitors that come in, you're going to be able to differentiate between what is true and what is a good match for you and what is not. Because a lot of times there are quite a few narcissists that can come in and try to charm people to get what they want, especially if people have money or position that they may want. You're going to be able to see through that miraculously, because you can distill new truths, right? It might not be the truth of discernment where you realize the appearance of a person, group, or cause is misleadingly different to the inner reality right at that moment. But when you sit back and upon reflection, it's that aha moment where you're like, whoa, because discernment's incredibly important on the spiritual path, all the more so as you open up to work with the energies that teachers, their teachings, they sort out all issues in your life according to your spiritual principles. It's something I want to share with people too. I never want to second guess or question another reader, but sometimes when you listen to readers and their voice is very shaky, or they sound almost like they're going to cry, a lot of times when channeling, there's an emotional intensity that comes through that. However, if you hear a reader that's continually harping on abandonment issues, or how hard love is, or neglect, or a lot of negativity, they are working through their issues in public, on air, and it can kind of foster that energy onto you. So if you're seeing a continual pattern with certain readers, and they are saying like, oh, if expect to be, expect your heart broken on this, expect this and that, these are actually occurrences with them. Psychologically wise, it's very easy to figure out when people are projecting their energy. So really listen to, if you're starting to feel a little heavy or weird after you listen to certain readers, really ask yourself, what were the exact words they were saying, and was it about despair, loneliness, being left alone, or any of those things? Because you do not want to get engaged or involved in any of that energy that is not yours, right? So you want to be all about growing spiritually, and you're having your consciousness expand, right? And just getting out there and increasing the degree of light and the consciousness awakening within you, and not taking on anybody's other heavy energy. And again, you're going to realize these laws of attraction that are working for you, and your synchronicities. One of the coolest things that's going to happen for this group I hear is new opportunities are going to be presenting themselves all over the place for you. And it's just going to be like ping, 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 ping. And you're going to be like, how am I so lucky and fortunate at this time? And it's really this fifth ray of intellectual knowledge, of you realizing some of the untapped knowledge that you have that's now available to you, because you're on this mellow path right now. And never hold back. Just go for it. Just do it. Because never second guess yourself. That energy, that's all from ego. When you go on your spiritual path, that's the path of yes. That's a path of course I can do this. Of course I know this. Of course this is doable, solvable, and achievable. Absolutely 100%. And I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the things you're going to do already. I can hear it. My ears are both buzzing like crazy. So I'm going to leave it at that, because that is amazing. And I am in full thrall. And please comment if this was your group and what you think about it, because I'm excited for you guys. And I just feel like a lovely touch of romance is just going to permeate your whole existence when this cycle begins, and it's so soon. So I'm very excited for you. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and also the little notification bell so you'll know when all the new videos come in. And there's a little gray arrow down at the bottom, and that'll bring you to all my links. It'll bring you down to my private reads, to my Instantgo, which is a nice service where I can answer all your questions with a text right away. Check out the Goddess Provisions box. So fabulous. The one coming up, and oh my God, you get oracle cards in this, crystals, all this beautiful stuff for under $40. And it's super, super substantial for the cost. And part of that comes to help support the channel as well. Check out my Patreon page. And please, please, please go over and check me out on Instagram. We have so much fun over there. It's getting funner by the day. I post all kinds of fun stuff and reads and just family pictures and crazy stuff I'm up to, and I let everybody know when I'm going to go on air live, and it's just a real fun community and like-minded people like us. You know what I mean? They're artists, they're esoterics, they're just really, really cool people. I love them. So shout out to everybody at my Patreon page too. I love you guys. You're so great. Cherry Enchantress, you guys should go check her out. She's fantastic. Hops Tarot, he's fantastic. I love him. All my girls over there, I can't thank you enough. You guys are amazing. Way, Tracy, Steph, all you guys, you know who you are. And in fact, I'm going to run a list of thank yous at some point. So, you know, to really show you what's up. And we're going to have another chat night soon because you guys are the bomb. We'll probably do that this weekend because I just love being, you guys, your energy is like palpable and it's so positive. It's beautiful. Okay, so my voice is about to go, so I'm going to go. Love and light to you, and thank you all for watching my videos and help support my channel. I really, really appreciate it. Much thanks to you.